Hello everyone, my name is Manisha Mishra. I am an assistant professor in Mathematics Applied Science Department at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. This college is affiliated to Maharshi Dayanand University, Rohtak. And today's in this session, we describe Cauchy-Gaussat theorem and Cauchy integral theorem for analytic function. So in present session, I just want to tell you that first one is your contour integral. So before contour integral, in previous session, I told you zeros, poles, and analytic function. So analytic function means function is differentiable and satisfied Cauchy integral theorem, and function is a single valued function. So what is contour integral? So contour is said to be closed if the starting point A of the arc coincides with the end point B of the last arc. So basically contour means there is a closed curve. So closed curve means closed curve, and also point A of the arc coincide with the end point B of the last arc. That means this is your starting point and this is your ending point B. This is also a closed curve, this is also a closed curve. That is called contour. And integration a to b c f z dz. So this integral is a contour integral. Contour means closed curve, and the integral means, this integral means contour integral. And that means a function is given, then you can apply the limits, you can take integration, and after that apply limits. Now there is a theorem, Cauchy-Gaussat theorem, and this is a very important theorem. So what is Cauchy-Gaussat theorem? If a function f is analytic, so analytic means if f is a single valued function. So if f is analytic at all points interior to end on a simple closed curve C. So basically what is the meaning of this line? If a function f is analytic at all points, analytic, this is your closed curve. We are talking contour integral, that means we have a closed curve. So this is your closed curve, and this function f is analytic at all points inside this circle, at all points interior to, that means inside this circle, and on a simple closed curve, that means inside the circle and also the boundary of the circle. So it means f is analytic on simply connected domain D containing C. Then contour integration, that means integration C f z dz is equal to 0. That means if suppose you have a point like 1 2 3 7 and so on inside the circle, and on the boundary of the circle another points, so integration f z dz is equal to 0. So this is your Cauchy-Gaussat theorem. And there is another point, singular point. So singular point, we can say, suppose there is I will tell you singular point by an example. Suppose if you have fz is equal to 1 upon z plus 1, suppose. So if you are writing, put z is equal to minus 1. So put z is equal to minus 1 in denominator, then you will get 1 by 0. So the 1 by 0 means infinity, that means not defined or not exist. So that point z is equal to minus 1 is called singular point. That means at that point function is analytic. So we can say that point is your singular point. So and zeros and poles I have already told you. So zeros mean put denominator is equal to 0, and the poles means put denominator is equal to 0. And if you put if you are putting your denominator is equal to 0, that means you are getting your singular points, like, right? So there is an example for the Cauchy-Gaussat theorem. Find the integral this one where C is the circle, mod z is equal to half. So first we need to find our singular point. So our put denominator is equal to 0. So z plus 1 is equal to 0. So z is equal to minus 1 is a singular point. So half z, given reason is half z, mod z is equal to half. That means this is a circle of radius half. If z is equal to f x plus iota y, so mod z is equal to mod x plus iota y, and modulus value is square root of x square plus y square. And if you are squaring on both sides, then x square plus y square is equal to 1 by 4. So x square plus y square is a circle of radius half and having center 0 0. So this is a circle, this is a circle of radius half. If that this circle mod z is equal to half, this is a circle of radius half, and mod z is equal to minus 1, so modulus value, this will be your 1. So this is a circle of radius 1. Now check what is Gaussian theorem. Theorem is, if a function f is analytic at all points interior and on a simple closed curve. So you will check one thing, that this circle half, this is your half circle, and this circle is your 1, mod z is equal to 1. So this circle is your half circle, and this circle is your radius 1 circle. This is your radius half circle, this is your radius 1 circle. So is this is possible that half circle, z in your singular point z is equal to minus 1 lie inside this circle? This is not possible, because half is less than 1. So this circle is lies outside of the given circle. That means mod z is equal to 1 does not lie inside the circle, mod z is equal to half. Hence the value of this integral, this one, is equal to 0. This is the use of, this is the way to use Cauchy-Gosset theorem. If the point, if your singular point lies inside the circle, lies inside the circle and on the boundary of the circle, then you can then you will get some values. But if the point does not lie inside the circle, then you will get your integral value always 0. There is another example of Cauchy-Gosset theorem. Evaluate dz upon z square minus 1, where c is given mod z is equal to 2. So there is another circle of radius 2. Mod z means x square plus y square is equal to 2, and where it is coming from, z is equal to x plus iota y. So taking mod z value, mod value, and both side, so x mod x plus iota y is equal to 2, and mod value, I told you, x square plus y square means coefficient of square of real part plus square of imaginary part is equal to r square. So z square, sorry, mod z is equal to 2 is a circle of radius 2. Now, for singular point, put denominator is equal to 0. So z square minus 9 is equal to 0. So z square is equal to 9 and z is equal to plus minus 3. So basically this is a circle of radius 3. We can see here that z is equal to plus minus 3. It doesn't matter because we are taking absolute value. So mod z3, mod z is equal to 3. This is a circle of radius 3. And now further, we will check our circle, means our singular point lies inside the given circle or not. So just check 3 does not lie inside the circle, mod z is equal to 2. Because if you will draw a circle of radius 2, and if you will draw a circle of radius 3, that means 2 will lie inside the circle, but 3 does not lie inside the circle. So the circle mod z is equal to 2. So the integral value, the value of this integral will be 0. These are the simple and easy method, easy question to understand the topic Cauchy-Gosset theorem. Now, next one is your very important theorem, Cauchy integral theorem. Cauchy-Gosset theorem, we just point mark 2 point, that the singular point, yeah, all the points of the circle lie inside the circle and on the boundary of the circle. That means this is your Cauchy-Gosset theorem. If does not lie inside the circle or boundary of the circle, that means the value will be 0. Now there is another theorem, and this theorem is very important in complex analysis. Cauchy integral formula or Cauchy integral theorem. So what is Cauchy integral theorem? So if fz is analytic within and on a closed curve C, fz analytic within and on a closed curve C, and if A is any point within C, then fa is equal to 1 upon 2 pi I integration C fz upon z minus a dz. So this is another theorem, and this theorem is just saying taking a point A is here and this is your singular point, and this singular point, at this point you will get your value fa is equal to, sorry, 1 integration fz upon z minus dz is equal to 2 pi I into fa. That means you will get a value 2 pi I into fa, and fz is given, so fz is your analytic function, so fz upon z minus a dz is equal to 2 pi I into fa. If one singular point is given, then you will get your this value. But if suppose another point are given, that means Cauchy integral formula for the derivative of an analytic function. So what will the formula? If a function fz is analytic in a region R, then its derivative at any point z is equal to a of R is also analytic, and R is given by f dash a is equal to 1 upon 2 pi I integration C f z dz upon z minus a whole square. So suppose here in above formula, just look at the above formula, there is only one singular point. That means fz upon z minus a to the power 1 is here. That means only one pole is here, simple pole is given here. So uh, but in derivative form there is more than one order is given. That means z minus a whole square, z minus a to the power n plus 1. So for the higher order, we will use this formula, f dash a is equal to 1 upon 2 pi I integration C f z dz upon z minus a whole square. Suppose if you have n plus 1 order, so your derivative is your nth derivative. So this is your nth derivative of the function at z is equal to a. What is the meaning of a? This is your nth derivative of the function at z is equal to a. After derivative, first find derivative, then you will put z is equal to a here, is equal to n factorial upon 2 pi I integration C fz upon z minus a to the power n plus 1. If power is here n plus 1, then your derivative will be n. If power is 2, then your single derivative, you will find single derivative. If power is 3 here, then you will find second order derivative. So we need only this integral value. So 2 pi I upon n factorial nth derivative of the function is equal to integration C fz dz upon z minus a to the power n plus 1. This is your nth derivative, and this is called Cauchy integral theorem for the nth derivative term. So we know that if denominator is 0, then it is called a pole, and that point is called singular point. Now there is an example here. So evaluate integration C e to the power 3z upon z minus log 2 to the power 4 dz, where C is the square with vertices at z is equal to plus minus 1 and z is equal to plus minus iota. So first we need to find our singular point. So for singular point, for the poles, we will put denominator is equal to 0. So if denominator 0, then z is equal to log 2. So z minus log 2 to the power 4 is equal to 0. So it is coming 4 times. This is your power. Power is here. Power is 4. That means z is equal to log 2 is a pole of order 4. So you are getting it 4 times. So pole of order 4. Now n plus 1, there is a power 4, that means you will write 4 is equal to n plus 1. So your derivative form will be third time derivative. So integration C, the value of this integral, e to the power z 3z upon z minus log to the power 4 dz is equal to 2 pi I upon 3 factorial d to the power d cube upon dz3 e to the power 3z, and z is equal to log 2. So just look at this formula, first one, this formula. Here fz upon z minus a to the power n plus 1. So fz upon z minus a to the power n plus 1, that means z minus a to the power 4 in your question, in given question there is a power 4 is here. So your derivative form will be f to the power 3. If n plus 1 is here, so derivative form is n only. So just 2 pi I upon 3 factorial d cube upon dz cube e to the power 3z, and we will find this derivative at z is equal to log 2. So first we need to check our z is equal to log 2 value lies inside the given curve or not. So our reason is, just draw the reason. So z is equal to one line, that means in parallel to y-axis. Z is equal to minus one line parallel to y-axis again. So this is your positive axis, this is your negative axis, and there is another line z is equal to iota. So this is your z is equal to iota line, the z is equal to minus iota line. So this is a square, this is a square, this is your our reason. Now check z is equal to log 2 lies inside the circle or not. So log 2 value is 0.3010. So obviously it is clear that this value lies inside your lies inside the square. That means we will have our value of the integral. Now log 2 inside this square, this one. So our value is 2 pi I upon 3 factorial d cube upon dz cube e to the power 3z. That means find the derivative of this function, means 3 times. So first time 3 to the power 3z, second time 3 into 3 to the power 3z, and third time 3 into 3 into e to the power 3z. So 2 pi I upon 3 factorial, and what is the factorial value? N factorial is equal to n minus 1, n minus 2, and so on, last में 3 to 1. So this is your factorial value, and the answer is 72 pi I. Just solve this line and you will get your answer 72 pi I. That means in Gaussian and Cauchy integral theorem both are same, but one point is here, if function lie inside the circle, means the point inside the circle, then you will get your value, otherwise the value will be 0. And also in Cauchy integral theorem, we are just finding our value at that singular point, means a is your singular point, and if that point is lying inside the circle, that means you will get your value of the integral. So there is another example here, e to the power z upon z minus 1 into dz, where c is the circle, mod z is equal to 4. So first one, put denominator is equal to, and there is another one thing, this e to the power z upon z minus 1 dz, you will compare your given integral with this integral fz upon z minus a into dz. Then you will get your point fz is equal to e to the power z, and z minus a is equal to z minus 1. So a is your 1 point, and a is equal to 1 is your singular point. So z is equal to 1 is a pole of order 1. So pole of order is is 1. Then you will, then your formula will be 2 pi I into fa. So first just check this point z is equal to 1 singular point lie inside the circle or not. So one lie inside the circle of radius 4. So you will get your value 2 pi I into fa, and fz is your e to the power z. So fa will be your e to the power a, and the value of a is 1. So 2 pi I into e. This is your answer. So first, just compare your given integral with your integral. Then you will get your point a singular point, and check singular point lie inside the circle or not. There is another example here. Use Cauchy integral formula to evaluate this function where c is the circle of this one. Uh, this is your 7.5 marks question and can be asked in your final semester exam, and this is important topic in complex analysis. So just learn how to solve the integral of like this type. So given reason is z minus 2 is equal to half, and the given reason is the main part. Otherwise we cannot solve our integral, because if our singular point lie inside that reason, then you can find your solution. Otherwise does cannot be find your solution. So given reason is z minus 2 is equal to half. That means this is also a circle of radius half and center at 2 0. X minus 2 whole square means x is equal to 2. So center at 2, and y there is no point is here, so y is equal to 0. So first check this, your find your singular point, so put denominator is equal to 0. So z is equal to 1 and z is equal to 2. There are 2 points. Now check there these 2 points lies inside the circle or not. So this is your radius half, and there is a point 1 is here, and there is another point 2 is here, and center is 2 0. That means at point 2 you are this is your circle, and this is your point 2. That means only 1.2 is here there, and 1 is outside. So z is equal to, there are 2 poles of order 1. Now check which one lies inside the circle. So z is equal to 1 does not lie inside the circle. You can see here this point 1 is outside of the circle, but 2 is the point that lies inside the circle of radius half. Radius is half, but center is given 2 0. That means this is your center, so you will draw your circle at that point, this point. So z is equal to 2 lie inside the circle, but the z is equal to 1 does not lie inside the circle. Now if you are having your quadratic equation in denominator, and you are getting 2 point and you have 2 points here, z is equal to 1 and 2. So first you have to write your quadratic equation in your order 1 equation. So just convert this into partial fraction. हाउ यू कैन, आप इसको कैसे लिखेंगे, जब आप इसको आप अलग अलग कैसे करेंगे, by the partial fraction. तो first of all you have to write your क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन इन योर सिंपल पोल, या फिर आप ऑर्डर 1 में कैसे इसको डिवाइड करेंगे, बिकॉज हमारा जो कॉची इंटीग्रल थ्योरम का फॉर्मूला है वो हमें पहले रिमेंबर होना चाहिए, एंड इट इज z माइनस a to the power n plus 1 or z minus a. That means there is no z squared z cube. So first of all we will convert our equation in this equation. So apply partial fraction. So z upon z minus 1, z minus 2, you will write a upon z minus 1 plus b upon z minus 2. You can convert this into partial fraction form as you know. That means in 12th standard आपने जैसे पढ़ा आप वो अपना मेथड लगा सकते हैं. यहाँ पे मैंने बिल्कुल सिंपल मेथड बताया हुआ है, कुछ नहीं है. आप इसको अपना सेपरेट लिखिए, a upon z minus 1 plus b upon z minus 2, and just taking LCM on both side and just comparing z terms and constant terms. So you will get a plus b is equal to 1, minus 2a minus b is equal to 1. Just solve it. A is 1, b is 2. Just put the value of a and b in this equation, and this is your partial fraction form. Now after that, main thing, integration z upon z minus 1 z minus 2 dz is equal to, you are getting 2 upon z minus 2 dz plus minus 1 upon z minus 1 dz. Now in both integral, which one lie inside the circle? This one, first integral lie inside the circle, but second one is not. So this integral value by Cauchy-Gosset theorem, you can write 0 here. But if the value of this integral 2 is outside into 2 pi I into fa, and your a is 2. So fa. Now fz is, what is fz? In denominator there is 1 is here. That means this is your fz. So 4 pi I into fz means 1. So just directly put 1 here, and answer is your 4 pi I. There is another formula, question here. Use Cauchy integral theorem, 2z plus 1 upon z square plus 1 dz, where c is the circle of half radius. So first find pole, yeah, singular point. So z is equal to 0 and z is equal to minus 1. So now let's check which one inside the circle of radius half. Z is equal to minus 1 does not lie inside the circle. We can see easily, because 1 does not lie inside the half, and but z is equal to 0 lie inside the circle. That means you will get your one integral value. So first of all convert this into partial fraction form. So you can write it z plus 1 and z into z plus 1, just separate all these two terms, so z plus 1 cancelled out, or you can use your previous method to convert into partial fraction form. So which one lie inside the circle? This one does not lie inside the circle. So by Cauchy-Gaussian theorem, you can write the value of integral 0 and 1 upon z dz. So you fz. Now compare fz. Fz is here 1 and fa is 0. A is 0. So 2 pi I into fz. So you can see here fz is 1. So answer is 2 pi I. So I think these are sufficient example to understand the Cauchy integral theorem. And Cauchy-Gaussian theorem is easy to understand. Next, I will discuss power series and in complex number. And I hope you will like this video. Thank you.